If your kids want to be the next Bruce Lee, there are plenty of places ready to help. But a Night Beat investigation finds just because somebody claims to be a black belt doesn't mean they are. As Night Beat investigator Tony Farmer reports, your kids could be in for a lot more pain than pleasure.
But some karate students say that many instructors get away with fraud and physical abuse in karate schools because the parents never check the instructors' credentials.
Have documented how the schools operate like a cult and exploit students.
Former students of some Bay Area schools claim they are victims of con games, fraud, and even abuse. In part one of her series, Pulse 13's Deborah Becker takes a closer look at black belt scandals.
A national chain of martial arts schools, some of which have used mind control techniques to intimidate and exploit believers.
Dr. Michael Fells has survived a series of Herculean challenges to earn the prized rank of 5th degree black belt. Bob McKenzie has the story, and we warn you, some scenes may be disturbing.
Things seemed to go wrong for Fell when he attempted to break 7 stacked up cinder blocks. Then a sheet of 1/4-inch glass. For the climax, Grandmaster Kim pushed steel pins through her students' arms. Then she had buckets of water hung from the pins. Then commanded him to walk across a bed of red-hot coals.
Don't confused. You become their direction. You are the warrior. Come. Yeah. Show the word. You are the truth master.
Let me introduce you to Japonica. Now, Japonica may look like a dog, but she also has her own certificate. No, you're not reading it wrong. That does say Black Belt Bureau. You've got it. Japonica is considered a 5th degree black belt. That means she's allowed to teach Kung Fu. There's not a single law in the books regulating the martial arts business. So if you get hurt in class, you can sue, but you can't close them down.
We looked for people's weaknesses. We would spend time in groups going over each individual student and determining how to best hit their mind, as it was put.
For example, constantly repeating a movement or holding poses for long periods on orders from their instructor.
What happens is that they go into an altered state of consciousness. In that type of altered state, they're very susceptible to suggestions. It's the same kind of thing that takes place in a hypnotic trance.
This former instructor says that when he quit several years ago, the head of the school, who's no longer there, threatened to have him killed.
There's a lot of people listening to every word that the higher belts say, and they'd do anything, even kill somebody, if they were told to kill somebody.
You really think that?
Sure.
At school ceremonies, she was amazed at the glazed look in the students' eyes.
It was like a brainwashing. His whole life was waiting for someone else to dictate to him what to do, when to eat, when to move, when to breathe.
Her son changed from abhorring violence to showing her how he could pull someone's arm out of its socket.
He said, then you would swing it at the person. And he says that alone would put them in shock and you would have won the competition. And I'm like, you're talking about dismembering people?
It's hard to check the credentials of any martial arts instructor because there are no recognized boards in this country to approve the schools or certify their staffs. But there are state laws to protect students from being conned. Former students say they were pressured to sign contracts and spent as much as $50,000. To get their money, some instructors badgered them with questions.
Did you have any stocks or bonds that you could sell? Do you have a grandparent or a relative with money that would be willing to finance your black belt program?
They wanted your money.
That's all they wanted, was your money.
In just 2 years, this instructor signed 3 contracts for lessons, the largest for $36,000. He was about to sell his business and sign a 4th contract, a certificate course that costs as much as $100,000. Former students say they were told to pay in cash.
What instructors always told us is that was the best way to show respect.
And they were told it's disrespectful to ask for copies of their contracts.
I said, may I please have a copy of that? Well, there's no, what's the matter? Don't you trust us? And far be it for me to tell somebody who can terminate my life in 2 seconds, you know I don't trust you.
We've had complaints about most of the schools operating in the Chicago area. A spokesman for the owners told us they are simply a group of young businessmen trying to help people. This student says that when he quit last year, he turned down his instructor's invitation to discuss the decision at the school.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. They had swords and knives and spears, and all of those things are very intimidating.
You were scared to go back to the school?
Oh, definitely.
Because you thought they would hurt you in some way?
Sure.
Do the schools try to intimidate students?
Not that I know of.
I'm told by an instructor, former instructors, that they're trained to be intimidating.
That's not true.
But in several conversations, the same school officials threatened me if I pursued this investigation. Santi Furio said the school owners will come after you. They're not a gentle group. And Nick Gallo, an attorney for the schools, said the school owners are rockheads who act before they think. He said if I dropped the story, they'll back off. If I didn't, he feared an accident is coming.
With